Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is The Breakfast Show. Over the next 1 hour, I'll get you all the latest news and developments from India and around the world. But first, as always, the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the 107th session of the Indian Science Congress in Bengaluru. More than 15,000 delegates, including Nobel laureates, are expected to take part in the event. Rallies in support of the Citizenship Amendment Act being organized all over the country. Home Minister Amit Shah to visit Jodhpur, while BJP Working President JP Nadda will be in Panaji to attend rallies in support of the act. A high-level team of the central government experts to visit Kota Hospital, where more than 100 infants have died. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan offers full support to Rajasthan government. Australia's Navy begins evacuations of hundreds of people trapped in fire-ravaged town of Malakuta. Bushfires so far have scorched more than 10 million acres of bushland and destroyed over 1,000 homes. And in sport, a new tennis era kicks off with ATP Cup today in Australia. 24 nations split into 6 groups to compete for the title across 3 Australian cities. Hello and welcome. First up, all the news from India. We begin with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will inaugurate the 107th edition of the Indian Science Congress at University of Agricultural Sciences in Bengaluru today. On the occasion, the Prime Minister will also launch the Indian Science, Technology and Engineering Facilities Map Portal. Now, the theme of the Indian Science Congress this year is Science and Technology Rural Development. The 5-day event will bring together a scientific community from all over the world to discuss innovation and research.
Let us work for building a new India through science. An India that is fully ready to meet the challenges and opportunities of the present and the future. An India that is bubbling with ideas, knowledge, wisdom and action. An India that is stronger, confident, prosperous and healthier.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take his Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan or Jai Anusandhan call for New India to the next level on Friday. During the last session of Indian Science Congress, he made an appeal for the creation of New India using science and technology. Indian Science Congress is the oldest and the most prestigious science congregation of India. The 107th session of the Indian Science Congress Association will be held from the 3rd to 7th of January at the University of Agricultural Sciences in Bangalore. The theme for the year 2020 is Science and Technology Rural Development. This 5-day-long science congregation will witness over 15,000 people participating in it, including Nobel laureates, scientists, academicians, researchers, students and delegates from different institutions. Nearly 1,500 women participants have also registered for the event.
We have invited 100 renowned scientists in the area of physics, chemistry, and all other science subjects. There will be 26 plenary sessions covered by these 90 renowned scientists.
The Indian Science Congress played a significant role in promoting scientific outlook and encouraging scientific research not only in India but across the world. It is an extremely popular event among people of the science fraternity and is a great attraction for researchers, scientists and students. The 107th edition of the Indian Science Congress will include lecture series and brainstorming sessions across 14 branches of science. A Children's Science Congress, Women's Science Congress and Science Communicators Meet will also be organized. In a first, a session on agricultural science is being organized. Pride of India Expo will showcase cutting-edge technologies, leading scientific products and services, path-breaking R&D initiatives. Vigyan Jyot will be another main attraction of the event, with its focus on attracting the youth towards science and preparing innovators of tomorrow.
Many farmers have become innovative, they have become the pundits and all those things. We wanted to bring all these farmers on the single platform so that whatever their innovations are there, innovative ideas are there, that should be discussed, deliberated.
The first session of the Indian Science Congress was held in the year 1914 at the Asiatic Society in Kolkata, and ever since then it has been organized annually in different parts of the country. Bengaluru, a hub of technology and research work, is hosting the event after a gap of 17 years. With Aisha Khanum and Arun Sharma in Bengaluru, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
And my colleague Aisha Khanum now joins me live from Bengaluru. Aisha, good morning to you. Today is day 2 of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Karnataka. He was in Tumkuru yesterday. Today he is in Bengaluru. Walk us through the main engagements of the Prime Minister and the key takeaways from his visit to Bengaluru this morning. All right, I'm told we've lost that link, but Aisha, if you can hear me, I was meaning to ask you about Prime Minister Modi's engagements in Bengaluru today. Today is day 2 of his visit. He was in Tumkuru yesterday. Walk us through the main engagements of Prime Minister Modi in Bengaluru and the key takeaways from his visit there. Aisha, if you can hear me. All right, I'm told Aisha is finally with us.
Yes,
Aisha, good morning to you. I meant to ask you about Prime Minister Modi's engagements in Bengaluru. He was in Tumkuru yesterday. Today is day 2 of his visit to Karnataka. What are the main engagements of the Prime Minister in the city today and the key takeaways from his visit there?
Well, today is the inauguration of Indian Science Congress, and the Prime Minister will be here shortly, and this is a big day because since yesterday the Prime Minister has been engaged in putting together the vision, putting together the dream of New India. Yesterday we saw Prime Minister addressing the farmers, and then he addressed the students, and then he addressed the defense research young scientists. And today he will be addressing the scientists here at Indian Science Congress, which is a big event. And this event, which the Prime Minister yesterday said, puts together the dream of New India, and he also took forward the vision of Jai Jawan, Jai Vigyan, and Jai, and also in terms of research. And at the Indian Science Congress, the theme is science and technology for rural development. So this Science Congress is giving a platform to the farmers to present their innovative ideas, and this Science Congress brings together the farmers from across the country. Over 120 farmers are here who have worked in various fields, who have worked in innovative areas to improve the productivity and to contribute better in terms of agriculture yield. So over 10 farmers who are considered as scientists will be taking the platform here. They will take the center stage, and they will talk with regard to innovations and how the Prime Minister's vision of doubling the income of farmers can be taken forward and how it can be turned into a reality. So this is a big day, a big event, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing the Indian Science Congress around 10 a.m. And here at the Science Congress, we also have two important guests, two Nobel laureate, Stefan Hell and also Ada Jonat. They have worked extensively in the field of biodiversity and also life sciences. So these, all these experiences put together, eminent scientists from across the world and the farmers interacting with them, bringing together integrated science and agriculture technology, this platform becomes a world stage for the farmers to showcase their innovations and also learn and interact with the other scientists and other farmers gathering here at Indian Science Congress. So the big takeaway which we can say since yesterday with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bangalore has been he has been talking about Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan and Jai Vigyan. So today is the stage for Jai Vigyan, and here at Indian Science Science Congress, which is a huge venue where over 15,000 people will gather to listen to the Prime Minister. This is the day which is dedicated to rural technology, and the farmers will be the stars and they will take the center stage as this Science Congress is dedicated to rural development and technology.
Absolutely, Aisha, and as you mentioned very aptly there, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan and Jai Vigyan is the broad theme of Prime Minister Modi's engagements in Karnataka over the last couple of days. But very quickly about the event itself, it's the 107th edition of the ISC in Bengaluru, and about 15,000 delegates are expected to take part in the event. There are many expos planned, the Pride of India Expo, and also about the focus, special focus as you mentioned, on agricultural sciences, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Agriculture, science, and as I said, the theme of this event itself is rural technology and agriculture. So the farmers will be interacting with the scientists, and they will be talking about cutting-edge technologies. They will be talking about how productivity can be increased. As I said, the doubling of income for the farmers is a vision set by the Prime Minister, and that vision will be seen here, taking the platform here at the Indian Science Congress, where farmers will come together and discuss not only just about agriculture but also climate, the biodiversity changes which affect the agriculture. Now the venue itself is University of Agriculture Sciences. So agriculture is a science here, and at the Indian Science Congress this will be an important occasion. And also besides agriculture, there will also be a very interesting aspect of introducing yoga as science. We have a yoga university which teaches yoga as science. So there will be one session on yoga as science as well here at Indian Science Congress, where Dr. S. Nagendra will interact with the scientists, with the farmers and with all the young scientists gathering here. And yesterday we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi while he was addressing the farmers at Tumkur. He did mention about the fact how the government is standing as a backbone to support the farmers, and then on the other hand he also said the young scientists. The Prime Minister yesterday dedicated 5 labs to defense research, and also said the young scientists will be heading these 5 labs who will be below the age of 35 years. So that is how science is being promoted. Science is taken the center stage in this government, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been leading from the front in terms of science and technology, be it ISRO, be it Science Congress. The Prime Minister takes the lead in taking forward the theme and the subjects and the focus of such events. So this Indian Science Congress is important, promoting research in science, promoting integrated approach towards agriculture, promoting integrated approach towards yoga and science, and also several researchers with respect to biosciences, which will lead to more research in saving lives, in more medical advance and expertise as such. So today's theme is dedicated to the farmers, and thousands of people, over 15,000 people are gathering here to listen to the Prime Minister.
All right, on that note, Aisha Khanam in Bengaluru, thank you so much for the update, appreciate it. Right, and talking about Prime Minister Modi's visit to Karnataka, on day one of his state visit to Karnataka, Prime Minister Modi on Thursday dedicated 5 young scientist laboratories to the nation. The laboratories aim to promote use of indigenous equipment in the defense sector. The Prime Minister said that these laboratories will boost innovation, and in doing so, they will also test the patience and temperament of young scientists.
आपकी क्षमताएं असीम है, आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, अपने दायरे का विस्तार करिए, अपने परफॉर्मेंस के पैरामीटर्स को बदलिए, अपने पंख को पूरी क्षमता से खोलकर आसमान पर एक छत्र राज करने का हौसला तो दिखाइए। अवसर है और मैं आपके साथ हूं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi giving wings to young scientists, aiming to promote the use of indigenous equipments in the defense sector. PM dedicated 5 young scientist laboratories to the nation at the DRDO complex in Bengaluru. He also visited an exhibition organized by the DRDO. The 5 young scientist laboratories are located in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Hyderabad. India is targeting to increase its dependency on indigenous equipments up to 80%, and these laboratories are a big step towards this goal. PM said that these laboratories will boost innovation, and in doing so they will also test the patience and temperament of young scientists.
ये लैब सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी को टेस्ट नहीं करेगी, ये मेरे यंग साइंटिस्ट के टेम्परामेंट को और पेशेंस को भी टेस्ट करने के लिए है। आपके प्रयास और निरंतर अभ्यास से ही भारत सफलता के रास्ते पर आगे ले जाएगा। सिर्फ पॉजिटिविटी और पर्पज यही आपकी प्रेरणा के स्रोत होने चाहिए।
Prime Minister said India cannot be left behind in the field of scientific research. He said the government is willing to walk the extra mile with the scientific community so that it can invest time in emerging technologies and innovations for national security. He said DRDO's innovations would play a huge role in strengthening programs like Make in India and in promoting a vibrant defense sector in the country.
आने वाले समय में एयर और सी के साथ साथ साइबर और स्पेस भी दुनिया के स्ट्रेटेजिक डायनेमिक्स को तय करने वाले हैं। इसके साथ साथ इंटेलिजेंट मशीन्स भविष्य की रक्षा सुरक्षा क्षेत्र में अहम भूमिका निभाने वाले हैं। ऐसे में भारत किसी से भी पीछे नहीं रह सकता। अपने नागरिकों, अपनी सीमाओं, अपने हितों की रक्षा के लिए भविष्य की तकनीक पर इन्वेस्टमेंट भी जरूरी है।
The establishment of the 5 DRDO Young Scientist Labs lays the foundation for research and development of futuristic technologies. It will be a big leap forward for DRDO as well as young innovators and scientists. With Aisha Khanum in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, DD News.
And my colleague Aisha Khanum caught up with DRDO Chairman Satish Reddy in Bengaluru. Reddy said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi exuded confidence that in the coming years, India will establish a place for itself in the field of cutting-edge defense technology. Take a listen.
And a lot of young scientists seem to be smiling after interaction with the Prime Minister and his ideas he shared with them with regard to this Young Scientist Lab. I have with me Dr. Satish Reddy, who himself is a young scientist heading DRDO organization. Mr. Satish, young scientist, that was a catchword today at this interaction here by the Prime Minister. How do you see, this giving a push to the research in defense research and also with the help of youngsters?
He has spent more than half an hour in seeing all the technologies what DRDO has developed, what the young scientists are working on. He was impressed with the type of work what the young scientists are doing, and he became confident that in the coming years we will be able to lead the world in the advanced technology.
Prime Minister talked about multiplying this Young Scientist Lab. How challenging is that?
We will definitely take it up and live up to the expectations, and he said 5 years and 10 years vision of DRDO. We will have the vision a reality and make the country, India, lead the world in the advanced technologies in the coming 10 years.
Thank you very much for talking to us. That was Mr. Satish Reddy talking to us about Prime Minister's vision, and as he also shares the dream with the young scientists taking India forward through defense research. With cameraman Nagraj, Aisha Khanum, DD News, Bangalore.
And Prime Minister Modi on Thursday dedicated 5 young scientist laboratories to the nation. These laboratories will come up in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Hyderabad. One of the most important things about it is that these laboratories will be completely managed and run by young scientists. My colleague Aisha Khanum spoke to some young scientists who attended the event. Take a listen.
The young scientists who came to listen to the Prime Minister here in Bangalore at Aeronautical Development Establishment. Many of them seem to be very impressed, and they are smiling after listening to the Prime Minister's speech. So it was very interesting idea that the Prime Minister gave about the young scientists, and the labs should multiply. So how do you look at this?
Yeah, it is a very good idea, totally a new initiative.
Yeah.
We have just passed out from our BE,
Yeah.
and we are thinking of some new technologies also.
The technologies are multiplying day by day. There are so many new technologies to go after, and these kind of technologies can only grow when they are unfettered. So I think it's a very good idea to have new labs for new technologies and then have them in a chain effect. So I think it will be at par with the world technologies in this case.
Nowadays the technologies have changed. The old people can't even think of that. That's actually the fact.
Yeah.
But Modi ji is with us, and the example what he told about the kabaddi, that is really a true thing what we can believe that. So young people can think in a different way, and when the government is with us and the PM Modi is with us, definitely we can do miracles.
These are the young scientists who promised the nation that they will keep up the hope and the vision of the Prime Minister, and they are full of ideas, they are full of new innovative ideas, and the fact that DRDO will now have dedicated labs for these youngsters, these scientists to develop their prototypes, to give wings to their dreams, and also take the country forward in terms of defense research. With cameraman Nagraj, Aisha Khanam, DD News, Bangalore.
And talking about Prime Minister Modi's ongoing visit to Karnataka, he distributed Agriculture Minister's Krishi Karman Awards for progressive farmers and commendation awards to the states on Thursday. Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh bagged the award for 2016-17 for overall annual food grain production. In 2017-18, Gujarat, Karnataka and Rajasthan topped the production of pulses. Prime Minister Modi also released the third installment of the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi for 2,000 rupees, which will benefit about 6 crore people. And Prime Minister Modi also distributed the Kisan credit cards to the fisher folk. He also handed over the keys of deep-sea fishing vessels and fishing vessel transponders to some fisher folk from Tamil Nadu. The Prime Minister urged more states to join the Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. He hails the agriculture sector for playing a crucial role in fueling India into a $5 trillion economy. He said that South India is crucial not only because of the products that they cultivate, but their geographical positioning is also a great advantage that can increase trade and exports.
भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था को $5 ट्रिलियन तक पहुंचाने में देश के एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। इसके लिए हमारी सरकार कैश क्रॉप और एक्सपोर्ट केंद्रित कृषि व्यवस्था तैयार करने पर जोर दे रही है। जब कृषि उत्पादों की निर्यात की बात आती है तो इसमें पुरातन काल से ही दक्षिण भारत का, साउथ इंडिया का अहम रोल रहा है। इसका कारण एक तो यहाँ का मौसम, यहाँ की मिट्टी है, और दूसरा समंदर के रास्ते विश्व से आसान कनेक्टिविटी। साउथ इंडिया की इसी ताकत को हम न्यू इंडिया के एग्रो एक्सपोर्ट की भी शक्ति बनाना चाहते हैं।
And Prime Minister Modi sought the blessings of his spiritual guru, the late Sri Sri Shivakumar Swami. He paid tribute to the Swami at the Siddhaganga Mutt in Tumkuru. He planted a sapling on the Mutt premises. The Prime Minister urged the seers to spread awareness about environment conservation. He also laid the foundation stone of the Tumkur Mutt Memorial Museum. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said that India has entered the third decade of the 21st century with renewed energy and enthusiasm. He said that the nation aspires to see India evolve into a global powerhouse. And Prime Minister Modi hit out at the Congress for remaining silent on the atrocities committed by Pakistan on minorities living there. He said that people are questioning the protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act, especially since those leading the unrest have said nothing against the persecution the refugees from Pakistan have faced.
कांग्रेस और उसके सारे साथी पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ नहीं बोलते हैं। आज हर देशवासी के मन में सवाल है कि जो लोग पाकिस्तान से अपना धर्म बचाने के लिए, अपनी जान बचाने के लिए, अपनी बेटियों को बलात्कारियों से बचाने के लिए, उनकी जिंदगी बचाने के लिए भारत के शरण आए, उनके खिलाफ वो जुलूस निकाले जा रहे हैं। लेकिन जिस पाकिस्तान ने वहां की माइनॉरिटी के खिलाफ, वहां के हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई के ऊपर जो जुल्म किया, उनके खिलाफ इन लोगों को बोलने की न फुर्सत है, क्या कारण है, उनके मुंह पर आज ताले क्यों लग गए?
And he urged those protesting against the Parliament of India for passing the Constitution Amendment Act to expose human rights violations in Pakistan globally.
जो लोग आज भारत की संसद के खिलाफ आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, मैं उन्हें कहना चाहता हूं कि आज जरूरत अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पाकिस्तान की हरकतों को बेनकाब करने की है। अगर आपको आंदोलन करना ही है तो पाकिस्तान के पिछले 70 साल के कारनामों के खिलाफ आंदोलन करना चाहिए। अगर आपको नारे लगाने ही है तो पाकिस्तान में जिस तरह अल्पसंख्यकों पर अत्याचार हो रहा है, उसके खिलाफ नारे लगाइए। अगर आपको जुलूस निकालना ही है तो पाकिस्तान के आए दलित, पीड़ित, शोषितों के समर्थन में जुलूस निकालिए। अगर आपको धरना देना ही है तो पाकिस्तान की करतूतों के खिलाफ धरना दीजिए।
Right, moving on, India has reached out to all countries across the globe and written to its missions to share its perspective on the Citizenship Amendment Act. The Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson said on Thursday that ambassadors and consul generals have been asked to reach out to foreign capitals to explain India's position on CAA. Also reaching out foreign ambassadors here in New Delhi in some cases of CAA. On the release of Indian fishermen taken up the matter with Sri Lanka, and India hopes for an early resolution of the issue. The spokesperson clarified that on the issue of Nepal, India said there is no change in its border with Nepal and India has made its position very clear to that country. He also said that trilateral meeting between India, Iran and Afghanistan was held recently on the Chabahar port. Union Law and Justice Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has reiterated that the Citizenship Amendment Act does not in any way apply to Indian citizens who are Muslims. The law does not take away anyone's citizenship but grants citizenship to persecuted minorities from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. He was speaking exclusively to DD News.
विवाद बेफजूल है। ये नागरिकता संशोधन अधिनियम सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट सीए क्या है? ये न किसी भारतीय की नागरिकता लेता है न किसी को देता है। ये शुद्ध और शुद्ध रूप से लागू होता है वैसे हिंदू, सिख, क्रिश्चियन, पारसी, बुद्धिस्ट और जैन जो 3 देश अफगानिस्तान, पाकिस्तान और बांग्लादेश में अपनी आस्था के कारण पीड़ित और प्रताड़ित हैं। मैं फिर रिपीट करता हूं, यह भारत के किसी नागरिक मुस्लिम सहित लागू ही नहीं होता और किसी भारतीय मुस्लिम सहित उनकी नागरिकता नहीं छीनता।
With regard to the National Population Register, Ravi Shankar Prasad said that a Gazette notification had been issued to this effect in the year 2010. He also said that the erstwhile UPA government had clearly mentioned that National Register of Citizens was a subset of the NPR that politics about it now is completely misplaced.
देश की आप नीति बनाते हैं, कितने घर में गैस है, कितने घर में गाड़ी है, कितने के पास पक्का मकान है, पढ़ाई कितनी है, बिलो द पॉवर्टी लाइन कितने लोग हैं। तो ये देश के नीति बनाने के लिए पॉपुलेशन रजिस्टर सहायक होता है, केंद्र के लिए भी और प्रदेश के लिए भी। अब ये काम हम पहली बार कर रहे हैं क्या? नहीं ना। अब देखिए, आपको हम दिखाना चाहते हैं, ये 2010 में भी चला था। ये है गजट नोटिफिकेशन 15 मार्च 2010 का। किसकी सरकार थी? मनमोहन सिंह की सरकार थी। उसमें उन्होंने कहा हम पॉपुलेशन रजिस्टर बनाएंगे, उसकी तारीख, क्योंकि घोषणा जरूरी है गजट में। मेरे पास संसदीय रिकॉर्ड है 7 मई 2010 का, जब चिदम्बरम साहब ने जम के बहस की थी कि एनआरसी एनपीआर का सबसेट है। उन्होंने पूरा विस्तार से बताया था। मेरे पास उसकी प्रोसीडिंग है, मैं आपका समय नहीं लूँगा। और उस बहस में किसने किसने भाग किया? मुलायम सिंह यादव, शरद यादव, लालू यादव, बाकी लोगों ने, वामपंथियों ने, सीपीआई सीपीएम ने, तो किसी ने तो विरोध नहीं किया।
Moving on, BJP working President JP Nadda, who is on a tour of Gujarat with regards to a party campaign to spread awareness about Citizenship Amendment Act, attended a Jan Jagran Abhiyan at Swaminarayan Temple in Vadodara. In his address, JP Nadda said that opposition parties are misleading the country on Constitution Amendment Act. He said that this act is to give citizenship to only those victims of religious persecution from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh who are already residing in India. Nadda accused the Congress party of playing politics on the issue.
आजकल हमारी कांग्रेस पार्टी दलित 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 की बात कर रही है, खाड़ियाली आंसू बहा रही है। इन्होंने कभी भी हरिजन भाइयों, अपने दलित भाइयों का भला नहीं किया, कभी भी दलित भाइयों के बारे में उन्होंने चिंता नहीं की। इन्होंने हमेशा राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकी। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि ये जो नागरिक आए हैं, जिनको हम नागरिकता प्रदान कर रहे हैं, इसमें 80% दलित हैं, 80%।
And multiple rallies are scheduled in support of the Citizenship Amendment Act all over the country. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will visit Jodhpur to attend a rally to support the Citizenship Amendment Act and spread awareness about the new act. At another event, BJP National Working President JP Nadda will address a rally at Panaji in Goa. He will also attend the Atmiya Yuva Mahotsav at Vadodara in Gujarat. And now to all the news about the cold wave sweeping much of northern India. In the northern plains, including Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, speedy eastern winds have brought relief from the bone-chilling cold in the past few days, while light rain in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Uttarakhand caused a chill. According to the forecast of the Meteorological Department, most areas of Uttar Pradesh and East Rajasthan and some areas of Haryana, Delhi, Punjab and West Madhya Pradesh have recorded a rise in temperature by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius during the last 24 hours. At the same time, higher day temperatures were recorded in other major cities except Amritsar in Punjab, Kota and Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, Rohtak in Haryana, Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh and Patna, Gaya and Bhagalpur in Bihar. In the Himalayan region, the end of the western disturbance in the Himalayas, winter is expected to increase due to the fall in temperature once again from January 6th to the 8th. On 7th January, strong rains are expected in the hilly areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and light rain in some areas of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. Snowfall in some areas including Shimla in Himachal Pradesh has intensified the cold. The Met Department has forecast snowfall and rain at many places in the medium and high altitude areas of Himachal Pradesh and thunderstorms in the plains over the next 7 days. The northern parts of the country have got some relief from chilling cold. However, the air quality index in various parts of the North India is still a cause of concern for many people. Now, Delhi recorded 390 on the pollution index, Jodhpur 309, Kanpur 353, Patna 359 and Varanasi 268. Right, moving on to some news from around the world. Now, a US strike killed top Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani and the deputy head of Iraq's Hashd al-Shabi military force at Baghdad's airport this morning. The international airport was hit in a volley of missiles just after midnight. The Hashd al-Shabi is a network of mostly Shiite armed units, many of whom have very close ties to Tehran, who have been officially incorporated into Iraq's state security forces. U.S. troops arrived in Kuwait with the 82nd Airborne Division on Thursday as part of the Immediate Response Force, as cited by the U.S. Department of Defense. The deployment comes hours before 3 Katyusha rockets fell on Baghdad International Airport. The rockets targeted a Hashd al-Shabi convoy and left 8 people dead, including important figures, and injuring several other people. Tensions between the U.S. and Iran have ramped up in the region over U.S. economic sanctions hurting the Iranian economy. The two sides have traded blame over attacks on oil installations, militia arms depots, as well as military bases hosting the U.S. forces. Now, I'm now joined by a defense analyst, Kamar Aga, on the phone line from New Delhi. Mr. Aga, good morning to you and welcome to the Breakfast Show on DD News and DD India. Your thoughts on the veracity of these reports about the death of the Iranian military commander?
I believe it's a very, very major operation because Soleimani is one of the top general of the Iranian army. He was the leader of Islamic Revolutionary Guard, which is the most powerful military institution in Iran. He was responsible. In fact, he is the one who fought against the ISS in Iraq and Syria, both the places. He was involved in not only in Iraq but also in Syria. And it is said, he is the one who advised Iranian government that the president of Syria should remain in power and should be supported, otherwise there would be an anti-Iranian group would take over. In Iraq also, he was the one who helped form the Hizb Shabi, the pro-Iranian Shia militia. So therefore, he is a very important figure in the Iranian military institutions, and he was very close to the president, not only president but also with the supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei. So therefore, his absence or his death would create a major rift between Iran and United States in the coming days. Let's see what happens, how Iran responds, because in the past we have seen Iran used to take strong measures or reiterated its position of striking back at whether it is a British asset or it is an American or any other. So let's see whether Iranians prefer to go to take military action against the American interest in the region, or come to the negotiating table.
Indeed. Mr. Aga, now Qasem Soleimani is no ordinary soldier. He is the head of the elite Quds force of Iran. He is a towering figure, some would say, in Iranian armed forces. Now, how would his killing affect the Iran-US relations going forward? Do you think tensions will further exacerbate and influence other countries in the region and beyond?
You see, Iranians have their, allies in the region.
All right, we'll try to fix that audio line with Kamar Aga. But in the meantime, just after the incident, U.S. President Donald Trump has tweeted the flag. Let's take a look at what Trump has said. In fact, in news just coming in, Trump has tweeted an image of the U.S. flag that's coming just about 38 minutes before as we speak. And that's the tweet there. Donald J. Trump, U.S. President, tweeting the American flag, and possibly in response to the killing of Qasem Soleimani, at the Baghdad International Airport. Remember, Qasem Soleimani is the chief of the elite Quds force of Iran, and he is a leading figure in the Iranian armed forces.
Hello.
Right, I'm told we've tried to fix that audio link with Kamar Aga, but in the meantime, just to recap for the benefit of viewers who might just be tuning in, this is a big news coming in from the Persian Gulf as we speak. The head of the elite Iranian Quds force, General Qasem Soleimani, has been killed in a strike at the Baghdad airport in neighboring Iraq. And this could potentially destabilize the entire region and beyond, and affect countries in the region and beyond. I'm told we have another colleague joining us on the phone line, this time Lalit K. Jha from the US. Lalit, if you're with me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Lalit, now this is big news. This could potentially destabilize the entire West Asian region and beyond. And Trump has just moments ago tweeted a picture of the American flag without saying much. But the message is very clear that the US sees itself as a big achievement in killing the one man standing in their way between influencing the developments in the region and beyond. So Qasem Soleimani, the leader of the Iranian Quds force, has been killed at a strike at the Baghdad airport. Dalit?
Yeah, definitely. As you have said, President Trump has tweeted a flag of the United States. He hasn't said much, but definitely this strike by the U.S. Killing the Iranian general is definitely going to increase the tension in the region, right?
Indeed. And how might this killing of General Qasem Soleimani, Lalit, affect the US-Iran relations going forward? Not that we have much to speak about the relations today, because Trump, for one, has imposed sanctions on Iran, pulled the US out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Trump has also accused Iran of destabilizing Syria and Iraq. So he's accused Iran all the way of fomenting violence and unrest in the region. So how might this affect the US-Iran ties going forward, especially given the fact that this has come barely a month before the 2020 US elections in the US, Lalit? And Trump, I'm sure, will be looking for one key foreign policy success to shore up support among his constituents.
Yeah, definitely. As you know, a few days ago, Trump had warned Iran in his tweets that Iran has to face consequences for the attack on its embassy in Iraq. And the same night, he told reporters that he is a man of peace, would not like to have war with Iran. But today, you have seen the developments here. So this is typically how President Trump operates, trying to sometimes he sends confusing signals to his adversaries, but strikes at an appropriate time. This is what he has done this time. And definitely this is going to escalate the tension in the region. Now we have to see what kind of reaction comes out from Iran.
Absolutely. And talking about the domestic American politics, Lalit, how might this play out in the election year? You think the Republicans and Trump in particular will try to hard sell this issue to his constituents to encash this going forward, especially at a time when the Democrats are trying to figure out who might actually end up taking on Trump going forward?
As you know, we are also from a democratic country, and we know it is several months, about a year before the elections, right? So it's too early to say what impact this would have on the elections in November 2020. Because, you know, when people go out to vote, generally we have seen the decisions are taken a few weeks ago, at the most a few weeks ago, or a few days in advance. So it is too early to say what impact this will have. But as of now, this will have some swing in the opinions, people's opinion towards him. Definitely, that's the case at the time when he is facing impeachment.
Lalit, do stay on. I want to go across to another of my guests. Kamar Aga was joining us on the phone line. Mr. Kamar Aga, I was asking my colleague Lalit K. Jha in the US, How might this killing of General Qasem Soleimani affect American domestic politics, given the fact that this is happening barely a few months ahead of the 2020 US elections? So will this hurt or benefit the Republicans and Trump in particular?
Because it's a major achievement as far as President Trump is concerned. He will, try to mobilize public opinion against Iran in United States. Indirectly, yes, it would help President Trump, because Iran is generally considered by the Republicans, mainly Republicans, as an anti-American force, and Iranians are, in fact, opposed to American influence in the region.
Right.
And Soleimani is one of the most top generals, who has developed this arc of resistance, which Iranian called it, the alliance between Iraq, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and then Houthi rebels in North Yemen. So this was a major alliance, which was forged by Soleimani, and Soleimani was the one, he has also of the opinion that Russian and Chinese should be brought in this arc and anti-American force, will become a viable anti-American force in the Middle East. So he is a very important advisor to the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. His absence would be a major problem, and Americans were looking after him, targeting him for quite some time, and now they have got a chance. Americans were tolerating mainly because he was last 2-3 years he was engaged in fighting ISIS, so American allowed him to do that. But later of these, ever since sanctions was imposed, so he was the main target, because it is believed that he is the one. He was his force was behind Khamenei. So Khamenei must be weakened now in Iran. This is what I believe.
Right. Kamar Aga, do stay on. I want to go across to Press Trust of India's Lalit Keja, who is still on the phone line from the US. Lalit, now retaliation is near certain from Iran. Iran has in the past threatened to stop or block the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf, to harm or hurt American interests in the region and beyond. So how is Washington reacting to all of this as we speak? I'm sure it's still early days for you to get some official reactions from White House or the State Department, but still, given the fact that you've been tracking the US foreign policy for a long time now, what might be the American fears going forward, especially given the Iran threats to destabilize the region and beyond, especially from India's perspective about energy security and oil imports and maritime shipping lanes through the Persian Gulf?
Yeah, U.S. has always takes into account the actions it takes, and it does expect some kind of retaliation from Iran. Its planners must have taken that into account when President Trump, the Pentagon has just announced that the order for the strike was given by President Trump himself. Now one has to wait and watch to see what kind of retaliation comes from Iran right now. But for immediately, it will definitely have an impact on India's energy security, and also could be on the Shahbaz port, although U.S. has given very specific exemptions from its Iranian sanctions to India on development in Shahbaz ports.
Right, and Lalit, very quickly, we've heard about how India, Afghanistan and Iran have very recently held a trilateral meeting to take stock of development efforts in reference to Chabahar port in Iran. India is heavily invested in Iranian infrastructure development, the North-South transport corridor, energy security, and also in terms of India's outreach to the Arab world and the Islamic countries and OIC in particular. Now, what's in it for India now? Because tensions in India's immediate neighborhood will be a cause of concern for policymakers in Delhi. So, how might India negotiate this immediate in the near term, given the tensions in the Persian Gulf? Lalit?
Yeah, right. Given India's energy security needs, which a significant amount we depend on that part of the world, we also have a large number of our own people working in the Middle East. But so far, as you know, there has been understanding. The U.S. has shown some understanding of India's concerns, and that's why, and India's interest. That's why you have seen that even the Trump administration has tried to isolate India's security needs, energy needs, and its effort to provide alternative routes for supply to Afghanistan through Iran. So I expect that kind of maturity and understanding to continue from the American side. But how the situation escalates in the coming days and weeks, one has to say. One has to wait for the development of those decisions.
Absolutely. Lalit, do stay on. I want to go across to Kamar Aga for his comments. Kamar Aga, what's in it for India now? Iran is a neighbor. Iran is a key supplier of oil for India, although India has been cutting down on oil imports from Iran in the last few years. Iran is also important for the Chabahar port for access to and from Afghanistan. And we're also discussing about maritime security. So what are the likely consequences or implications for India from the killing of Qasem Soleimani going forward?
You see, India maintains good relations with both Iran as well as United States. And India's policy would be India would advise both countries to maintain calm in the region. India will prefer, secondly, we have seen Iran in the past, Iran would not, normally Iran don't wage a war against the Americans. It generally hit the American interest in the region or its allies, weakens its allies. So therefore, I don't see full-fledged war between Iran and America in the near future because that Iranian understands very well, they cannot fight with the Americans directly. And Iranians are pragmatic that way, because they confront with Americans in the past to the extent, they can, the Americans continue to negotiate also indirectly with the Americans. So let's wait and see whether the Americans, Iranians go for negotiation or prefer the military action. But immediately, yes, they would retaliate someplace, some here and there for public purposes and then go for negotiations. Americans are also not keen keen for a long war because if the war triggers, it will spread the whole region, America, in the entire Middle East region, and they would hit American targets in different countries.
Indeed.
And Iranians have the capability to hit these targets. For India, that would be very devastating because almost 75 to 80% oil supplies come from this region. We have about 75 lakhs Indians are working in this region. We have a big trade with these countries, over $200 billion.
Yes, those are very valid points you're making, Kamar Aga. I'll ask you to stay on. I'll also ask Lalit to stay on. Lalit, I'm sorry, but it might be very late in the night for you, but do stay on. I have another guest joining us on the phone line, P.K. Sehgal, a defense analyst. Good morning to you. Your initial thoughts on this big news coming out of West Asia, the Persian Gulf as we speak. The top Iranian general, Qasem Soleimani, has been killed in a U.S. strike on the Baghdad International Airport in Iraq. From your perspective, your vantage, how might this affect or destabilize the relations which India has with both Iran and the U.S. on the one hand, and will it escalate military tensions between Iran and the West going forward? Your thoughts?
There's absolutely no denying the fact that it's a very, very serious escalation. I think the Americans would have to pay a price for it. They've killed at one go senior most commander of the Iranian forces as well as the Iraqi forces. Both the general and and according to me, it will create a huge turmoil in the Middle East, and India will be particularly affected because any turmoil in the Middle East has implications on oil exports and oil imports. And Middle East is the one which supplies maximum oil to India as well as to Japan and China. And its ramifications are going to be very, very serious for the entire Middle East as well as the world. Iranians are not going to take it lying down, nor are the Iraqis going to lying down. The initial reaction of Iraq is that it's been a very cowardly act.
Right, and very quickly, Mr. Sehgal, you say that a retaliation is imminent, and many people might agree with you on that count. But what do you foresee happening? Could Iran, for instance, block the Strait of Hormuz, block the Persian Gulf, block the shipping lanes, or also hurt American interests in the region? So what kind of retaliation do you anticipate?
No, blocking the Strait of Hormuz would be actually creating escalation beyond imagination, because that will affect the entire world. Because 55% of the entire oil flow comes from the Strait of Hormuz. That will be actually an act of war, and that will not be only punishing America; it will be punishing the entire world. I don't think Iran is likely to do that, but they will seriously hurt American interests in the Middle East. They could once again attack oil fields in Saudi Arabia, which is close to American allies. Also, they could do UAE. But they're according to me, and they could also add certain American assets in that area in terms of their flotilla. But that again will tantamount to a very serious escalation. My personal feeling is that they will do something in Saudi Arabia and UAE, etc.
Right. In news just coming in, the price of oil, viewers, has increased, has shot up because of this incident in Iraq, and the price of oil per barrel has shot up by $3. That's the news coming in. But I want to thank my guests, Kamaraga, Lalit K. Jha and P.K. Sehgal for joining us on this big breaking news on DD News and DD India. And that's a wrap on the Breakfast Show. But news continues here. You can catch all the latest updates on our social media, mobile and digital platforms. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye and have a great day.